creates a doll unlike any doll you've ever seen before. It's a doll named Sam. It is the world's first educational transgender toy, and it's made right here in Quebec. Sam helps children understand what it means to be born transgender, and it helps gender-questioning children feel supported and understood. Stephanie Pellicer has been directly involved in the creation of Sam. She's account director at the creative agency LG2. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
And Connie Chabot is chair of Gender Creative Kids Canada, which is a parent action group based right here in Montreal. Hi, Connie.
Hi, thanks for having us today.
Thanks for being here. Connie, let's start with the why. Why do we need a doll like this, like Sam?
Well, because I think if we look at the statistics, nearly 1% of our youth today identify as transgender, and we live in a very binary society in the sense that, we're either blue or pink, and so this is how we live, but that's not how everybody feels. So Sam is about opening a dialogue around the fact that we live in a very diverse society, and how can we create a vocabulary around this that we can use to sensitize people to the reality.
Yeah, as in the parents too. As you're saying that, I'm thinking, yeah, this is such a great thing for kids, but man, what a great tool for parents and for educators, and helping us get to the next level of understanding and being empathetic. Let me bring you in on this, Stephanie. So 2.26% of boys and 5 to 12% of girls identify or express their gender differently from their sex binary gender assigned at birth. So they don't necessarily feel like the gender that they've been assigned. But this doll isn't just for them, it's for all kids.
That's right. Sam was really created, yes, with young children in mind, because our objective was to try and stop transphobia before it starts, because one of our key insights was that no one's born transphobic. And so we really wanted to reach young people before they were really even exposed to the topic. But it's also for all the adults, educators and parents and families that have to deal with the topic and don't have any educational materials at the moment to help them kind of break the ice on the topic and have a healthy discussion around the subject.
Now, I was saying that there's been a lot of reaction to this doll, and I think, Connie, you might be well equipped to sort of address some of that. Like, what do you say to people who say, come on, you're putting ideas into children's heads, that kids are too young to be learning about this?
Well, I don't think that, we're not training kids to be like this. We are basically, we're there supporting kids who are like this. And I mean, I don't think this is new. I just think that the dialogue is a lot newer than it ever was in the past. I mean, statistics show that transgender people, if they're not supported or if they can't talk about it, I mean, the suicide rate is between 41 and 43%. But the minute that they're supported by family, by siblings, by friends, by their schools, by institutions, I mean, that rate drops by 93%. So, we're not telling people how to be. We're just educating people who have trouble accepting it on the reality in order to, make less taboo this whole subject.
I think it's important to note that Sam doesn't teach children how to be transgender.
Right.
It teaches children how to accept those that are.
And I would say so much for the parents and the teachers too. I've told the story before that there's a daddy at my kid's school who dresses like a mummy, and the kids handle it super well. My kid said to me, hey, Mommy, that daddy wears lipstick. And it was that simple. But you see the parents are like, how do I handle this with my kid? What am I going to say? How do I address it? I feel like Sam plays a role in that department too, of just allowing parents to have a tool, and educators.
That's very true. From the workshops that we've done in schools, what we've seen, or what I've seen firsthand, is kids don't have a hard time accepting this. They ask really pertinent questions, and they kind of just, have easy understanding of Sam, whereas adults are a little less sure and they ask more questions. And I think
we're way more freaked out. Let's be honest. The kids have a better grip on this than the adults do. But how great to have a tool like this. So Sam looks like a Russian doll. It's like one doll inside of the other. Can you take us through some of Sam's phases? I guess it starts with being born unaware of what gender is at all.
Yeah, exactly. So at the heart of every Sam toy, there's a heart charm, and that kind of represents the you inside every person. That doesn't change no matter the gender. And then as Sam, the smallest Sam doll is a little girl that's, happy with who she is. And then as the next doll shows Sam exploring, playing with gender norms. In this case, Sam is wearing a Halloween construction outfit.
Carrying a little hammer.
Yeah, carrying a little hammer. And then the next step is questioning. So it's the stage when children may first question their gender assigned at birth, and may notice that how they feel differs from what society is telling them. And then we have a conflicted Sam doll, where they struggle with the fact that the way they feel doesn't reflect what society, dictates. Mm-hmm. And then isolated is the next doll when, they kind of feel alone and very different from their peers. And then finally, we have the largest Sam doll that's supported. And it's so important, like Connie mentioned, that, family members and friends and educational professionals kind of show them support so that they can feel comfortable being who they are. And it makes such a big difference in the happiness of a trans youth.
When I see this, the second to last doll, Connie, made me immediately think about the stats that you said about the suicide rate being so high when transgendered kids or people aren't supported and aren't given the love and understanding that they need from their families. Is this something you've seen at Creative Kids Canada, how important that is?
It's super important. And I mean, I can speak from a personal experience. My child started to identify as trans after they were 12, and this was following a suicide attempt at 12 years old. So it's not because in my household we were, we're very open in my household, but it's because this vocabulary in the classroom and society, this didn't exist 10 years ago. No. So my child couldn't possibly, they understood they didn't feel like themselves. And this just caused anxiety year after year after year until it all exploded. But ultimately, I mean, had we had this type of tool, maybe we wouldn't have lived that. And, this doesn't just affect the child. It affects the siblings in the house. It affects the parents in the house. And so there's a lot of, trying to work through this together. But with something like this, I mean, we can put our finger on the bobo early on in life.
Yeah, I think this is so fantastic. What a great project. What a great initiative. And for parents out there, because I know they think, oh, my kid's going to play with the transgender doll and think they're going to become transgender. No, it's just going to help them understand what other kids are going through. And if you are a transgendered child and you're looking for something to identify with and make you feel like you're understood, there it is. Great work, guys. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
That is Stephanie Pellicer. She's been directly involved in the creation of Sam, this transgender toy made right here in Quebec. She's account director at creative agency LG2. Connie Chabot is chair of Gender Creative Kids Canada. That is a parent action group based right here in Montreal. Sam. If people want to get one, it's not available just yet, is it? But it will be soon. We can go to genderkidscanada.ca.
Yeah, but Sam isn't a for-profit toy. It's really, I think you can contact Gender Creative Kids and see what can be done, but it's not something that's for sale at the moment.
It's to be used for educational purposes.
Exactly.
Play-based learning. I love it. It is 1:15. Let's check your drive. And after your drive, Ben Mulrooney was there. He was at the royal wedding, up close, front row seat. Let's get a little bit of the inside scoop from him. 1-800-GOT-JUNK is a full-service junk removal. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com at the CJAD 800 Traffic Center. Here is Catherine Wood. That sun keeps poking out and then going back in. I'm imagining that makes it a little bit hard. Shades on, shades off for the drive.
Yeah, you have to sort of do a switch or just make a choice.
Right.
So, westbound Metropolitan, busy off and on from Papineau to Décarie. Eastbound side is looking good. A bit of extra volume as you're leading up to Papineau, though. And northbound and southbound Décarie each have extra volume in the top third. Through the West Island, looking good. And to and from the South Shore and Laval, you're doing fine. Lease the Honda Civic DX for $49 a week. 60 months, 100,000 kilometers included. No cash down, checkered flag lease. Details at hondaquebec.ca. Traffic and transit every 15 minutes on CJAD 800. Your next report is at 1:30.